Good Saturday morning to everybody. Today I'm going to be playing a little bit of Final Fantasy 14, level up a little bit before I jump over to Overwatch. I'm going to try and see if I can make this a more consistent thing. And in the meantime, I'm actually also checking to see if my mic worked, because last night when I tried to do this, I had said that I was going to start using the mic, and I proceeded to play a little under 2 hours worth, working on trials and such, and looking back at the video, come to find out that the mic was not working, or the mic was off. So I got my iPad next to me. I'm going to jump over to the video stream that I linked on my social media and just see if it works, the mic. So I'm switching over there now. Okay, so I hear my dumb voice. Everything seems to be working fine. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of grinding before the Overwatch update downloads, and then jump over to there. So that's the plan. In the meantime, I'm also going to try to keep an eye on the video, or at least the chat in the video. So I can interact with the 0 people that are in here right now. I'm hoping to look back at these old videos and go, wow, aren't anybody in here. Just sitting here talking to myself. Alright, and there we go. So, right now I'm working on getting my Scholar eye level up, working on the Eden's Gate content, but then also at the same time getting the currency, the tombstones that I need in order to further upgrade the equipment that I have. And plus the older content isn't as fun to watch. Some of it is, most of it is not. Good luck anybody trying to actually read these names, these places, these frilly looking sounding, intentionally obtruse sounding words. Like, come on. Academia ad Aidner. Alright, so in my inventory there's something called Well Fed for food items. Different types of food give you different type of ups. Alright, so he's gonna go wall-to-wall pull, which is great. So, usually with these big pulls, the tank's obviously going to need to get hella healing. So that's going to be the majority of what I do. Once I get a little bit more comfortable, I'll then be able to do some DPS. All the while I'm looking at my Aether stacks, the 3 dots that you see kind of in the middle, those are the abilities that certain abilities that I can use. And then the act of also doing Ether Flow will give me MP, which I need for my spells, obviously. Alright, so now that the mobs are a little bit reduced, I can help burn down the rest of them. Clean up. Not that many mobs, only 3, so I'll start dotting up everybody. This game is pretty much a, what's the best ability rotation, for lack of a better word, workflow. So things take priority. Obviously, if a AoE marker goes underneath you, you're gonna have to move out the way and waste more time healing yourself and everybody else. So this game keeps you engaged for the majority of what you're doing with it. At least when you're running in the dungeons. So Physic is my standalone heal. It's pretty weak. But Acquium, if you see me using my Aquilum, my Physic a lot, that's just because that's what's healing and shielding my tank. Now and again, I'll add a dot to poison these guys, get a damage over time. And if I know my tank's healed, if I know my tank's HP is going to be okay for the duration of how long it's going to be around until it dies, I'll just start burning them down also with my attacks. Alright, so this is the first boss of this dungeon. So I messed up there. I should have used my Aether Flow stacks before I did the Aether Flow ability, because I just wasted gotta keep an eye out for this other boss. So you're not just standing there and mindlessly doing attacks all the time. My MP's still very low. See, I wasn't paying attention, so that's how I got hit, and now I also have a vulnerability on me. So the game kind of slaps your hand and goes, hey stupid, pay attention. Alright, so I have 2 Aether Flow stacks. I'm going to burn one here. gonna just drop it, Sacred Soil, get some heals. And then I hit Anchor Flow, and then it gives me the stacks back plus some MP. And just burn them down. Because I'm a healer, whatever. Alright, so now we're in the greenhouse portion of it. This dungeon's really cool. The entire lore around it's really cool because you're essentially, and this is spoiler alert territory, by the way, essentially the very first conscious, intelligent beings in the entire lore of this universe. They were very attuned to the type of creation magics that pretty much can make anything. That's how powerful they were. And so they were a thriving society because they were diplomatic and encouraged the spread of information. There wasn't like it was a prosperous civilization, and a calamity befell them, as with most Final Fantasy things do. And so they sought to essentially will a deity, some sort of like construct that would save them from this calamity, which so far has not been explained yet. Who caused it, why it happened, like why all of a sudden did this happen. After all these years of having such prosperity. And so they made Zodiark, which is the, as far as the game's been telling you so far, it's been the main top antagonist in the game. And apparently we've been lied to. The opposite of a Zodiark, Hydaelyn, the giant crystal, or the aspect of the giant crystal that you see in the very beginning of the game. It's all over the game. Apparently the civilization was so torn about what to do about this calamity and the creation of Zodiark, that the civilization kind of broke in two rules of thought, and said, yeah, we want to save the world, but not at the cost of half the population, Thanos style. And, basically, Zodiark and Hydaelyn got into a big fight. They had a lover's quarrel. Hydaelyn won and cast out Zodiark or something. So basically, the descendants of this civilization want to bring Zodiark back, rejoin all the realms, which have been broken apart by the ensuing fight that Zodiark and Hydaelyn had. So your typical weeble-woo anime storyline, but the way Final Fantasy XIV puts it together, the way they structure everything, the lore is probably one of the best parts about this game. There's just so much over the course of 5-6 years, however long it's been out. But anyways, this is the second boss fight. And I'm amazed that I've actually been able to keep track of everything that's going on while talking and explaining the game and the lore and the mechanics, what I'm doing. I'm doing this to practice keeping a conversation and playing the game because that's something you're going to have to get used to. So even though I am literally talking to myself about what I'm doing, I'm thinking that getting used to how this works is pretty important, and let's keep doing it. And I'm aware that it's cringe, it could be cringe, but it's practice, and nobody starts out the best at anything without practice. These AoE markers that we're all marked with, we're careful not to get overlapping. Alright, so it's down to 10% health. So I'm gonna just burn it down with the very little MP I have. That it's close, and why not quickly optimize my you see. So yesterday I was streaming and I was getting tombstones and tokens and all that good stuff, and I could afford a pair of earrings or ring or something, or an accessory. And so I got it. I didn't really look at the stats because I was just trying to get the full set. And lo and behold, whatever I had already equipped in that slot was already of comparable item level, which was disappointing, but I learned a lesson. Always check the item comparisons. So Art of War in ShadowBringers, all the classes were updated, as they usually are with each expansion, to have more utility and to just push the game in the direction that it wants to go. And so a lot of characters, pretty much all the classes, now have a straight up rotation that does single mob damage, and then an area of effect, which obviously affects more than one. Art of War is a new ability for Scholar. It's just a simple AoE drop. You don't have to target anybody. It eats up a lot of MP though, so if you spam it, you're going to have to be mindful of your MP as it's going down. And then also going back to yesterday, I forgot to get more ethers, which replenish your MP. I have it toggled up here. Alright, so I'll heal up the tank a little bit. Dot everybody up. Biolus, or however you pronounce it. There's going to be a lot of mispronouncements with this, because one, I have a speech impediment, and two, I forgot. But anyway, they always say that you need to keep your dots up, but most of the time I'm trying to heal the tank. Once you start getting into the rhythm of how these attacks happen and global cooldowns, you'll start finding more opportunities to fit in other abilities. Look at your your buffs, your debuffs. See what the other characters or other players are doing. Line up your abilities with their abilities. If you have two classes that synergize with each other, you see them pop a cooldown, and then that benefits you, and then you can start laying down some damage or increase your healing. Alright, so I just burned through a lot of my Aether Flow stacks because I had one ready. Going back to talking about priorities, don't let the Aether Flow stack sit there. Because you're missing out on MP. AoE markers don't overlap. If they overlap, they hit harder. Always intense. So Quetzalcoatl, again, I'll be butchering these names. That's a Guardian Force summon from Final Fantasy VIII. This game has a ton of references to all the other Final Fantasy games, which is also why I play this non-stop. And of course it was a lightning type summon, so it's going to have a lot of magical attacks. Alright, so Aether Flow is up, so I'll just burn through all of these. And then pop an Aether Flow. Close. Alright, so burned through all my Aether Flow stacks, popped another. Alright, so now I'm going to just burn them down. Change stratagem will increase my damage. Don't forget to thank the bus driver. Don't need that. So what I'm doing to save inventory space when I'm running these dungeons, and I'm getting level 80 equipment for classes that I haven't even leveled, barely past 70 yet. I would play more DPS if I could, but there's the queue times is so long. So while I was running that dungeon, the Overwatch update has gone through and downloaded and installed, but I'm going to do another run. And if any of my DPS were over 61, I'd be able to do something called a trust, or 71. I can have them do trusts, which is generally you can run ShadowBringers dungeons without having to queue up with other actual party members. It's all computer based. However, I am trying to get all of my DPS leveled up, so I don't have to worry about carrying around so much old equipment across all of these characters. So go into the quarry mill, which has the deep dungeon that was patched in a while ago, and pretty much what that does, obviously, some people get sick of running the dungeons and the bosses all the times in the trials, so if you want to just jump in and get some quick XP running a randomly generated dungeon, most people in this level range will go here. Alright, so my Bard is the lowest out of all the physical range DPS, so it'll be easier to level him up. Alright. And look how quickly that popped. So if I can just get Bard to 60, then I can dump all of my level 60 gear and lower for my ranged DPS, which should free up a lot of space but also take a lot of time, and that's very boring on stream. So I might do that off stream. We got two, then we got one tank and three DPS out. This tank better slow down. Now I'm going to have to get used to the Bard rotations. It's been a couple since I played a Bard. And another good thing about these dungeons, Deep Dungeon 2, is it helps you get used to the rotations without having to really worry about. It's more forgiving in some cases. Yeah, so in the deep dungeon, since it's randomly generated, in order to keep things spicy, there'll be traps and lures and general things that might debuff you. Plus, in every room, or in every floor, actually, what they'll do is maybe give you some sort of random buff, random debuff. Make sure you don't auto heal or all your items are disabled. They'll have treasure chests that turn into mimics, which are a huge pain. They'll inflict a pox on you, which will slowly take all of your life from you. And it's a very long debuff, and the only way you can undo it, you can clear it, is by having a treasure that you can only find in here, the deep dungeon, called the Polymeter Purity. Polymeter. If I say them out loud enough times, I'll figure out how to say it correctly. So I'll just have to keep on saying it wrong until I get it right. Watch this be a mimic. So there's always that risk and reward when you open up a treasure chest. Might be something good, might be not so much. Notice there's different colors, different flavors of treasure coffers. That means you're gonna probably get some better loot from it. So these treasure chests will sometimes also increase the Aether Pool arm or armor that you have. And that's the thing of it, like a currency inside of this dungeon exclusively. And once you get into a certain level, you can cash in those points to get a stronger deep dungeon weapon. If you notice, all the other characters have red weapons. And mine's a greenish, yellowish. That means their weapons are probably maxed out. Meanwhile, I'm sitting at 54, 43. So it gives you incentive to keep rerunning the deep dungeons. So it gives you the satisfaction of having some sort of progression, even if you are on top of getting the XP. Where's my man? There you are. So just like before the silver coffer, or the silver treasure chest, it gave us some more Aether Pool armor. Oh no. My man turned into a toad. Some treasure coffers also explode, so if you see somebody going for one of those treasure chests, maybe just hang back, because if it blows up, then you're both kind of messed up. Level, floor 56. A little over halfway there. And now my aetherpool armor is up. Sometimes with some compositions of party, there's really no chance for you to get used to doing rotations because you just burn down the mob so fast. So it's a good way to know what your abilities do, but it doesn't help put them all together so you can optimize the rotation and get into the habit, the muscle memory of what you're supposed to do and when. See, I only used like 3 abilities. And the time it took me for 3 global cooldowns, he was down. I got distracted for a second. I had some sort of like realization that I thought I had something to do. So I just checked out Facebook to see if I had anything going on. Floor 58. So a lot of times people will start using their polymanders. Well, we got a monk on the party too, so that's why everything's getting burned down so fast. Monk is like super OP right now. In fact, all the physical melee DPSs right now in the game are highly effective. Come on, let's wipe them all out. Gotta get that sweet, sweet DPS. Watch this be the thing that kills us. Alright, so now we're on the boss floor. I'm interested to see how much XP I get from this. I also have Aetherite earrings, which will increase the amount of XP I get on characters that are lower than 60, level 60. That's it. It's actually not very good. 734,400. Well, it's double with the 100%. Put a sizable dent in there. Shall we keep going? We shall. That's how it happens. It always happens that way. One more run. At least we have a healer with us. Yeah, my man pulling everything. Pull it all. Come on, Famfrit, what are you doing? There it is, the accursed horde. melting them. Floor 63. Probably not the smartest thing in the world to open up a treasure chest while you're fighting something else. You never know if it's going to be a bomb or a mimic. Insuna. Come on, white mage. Insuna. Floor 64, about halfway there. Like, I don't even have time to put my ballads up on Mage Ballad, Armies, Paeon. So unless we're fighting a lot of mobs, like the kind that's in this room, there's just no way I can effectively use my ballad. Pull them all, kill them all. So Mage's Ballad makes it so that when you get a tick off of your Wind Bite and Venomous Bite, there's a chance that the Bloodletter or Rain of Death abilities are recast or reset. What are you doing, healer? And then Army's Payon. What that does, after her subsequent ticks on your dots, Wind Bite and Venomous Bite, it will increase the global cooldown of your other abilities. So, So essentially, one song makes your abilities go faster. The next one resets it instantly. Floor 66, a little over halfway there. Alright, so Barrage, which I just wasted actually, makes it so that your next weapon skill has some sort of crit attack or some sort of increased value. And you always want to line that up with Straight Shot when it's procced. Straight Shot is procced when Heavy Proc is used. There's a chance that Heavy Shot leads into Straight Shot. And then also, Raging Strikes will increase your damage. No special conditions, it just does it. Ahahaha, sucker! So I don't think I've ever seen these before. The Paigamori? I don't think I remember ever seeing them in a deep dungeon before. And when you defeat them, which is like with one hit, they blow up and do area-wide damage apparently. So that's new. Or I'm just stupid, I don't remember it. Either one is a reasonable. And I done blown up. Oh no, the monk got blown up. more floors to go. So, targeting in the deep dungeon is kind of weird. Only when there's treasure coffers in the area. Because, maybe it's just my technique. I always make it so that if nothing is highlighted, there's a lot of stuff on the screen that's highlighted. If you're not targeting anything, if none of the user interface elements are being targeted, which is easy, you just press circle to back out of all of it. If you press X, whatever's in front of you, like that, in theory, will lock on. So you don't have to scroll up and down or left or right in order to target. However, if there's a treasure coffer nearby, it's going to automatically prioritize that, which is a pain. And I'm sure that there's a toggle that'll make it so that only have to you can change like priorities, and you can change if you want it to go scroll through different targets like left to right or depth of field in a cone in front of you. You can make it so that you don't target items at all unless you're in a certain controller stance, which is another button combination, something crazy. So, a little quality of life update would be great on that. I don't know how they would do it though. So anyway, boss time. It's boss time! You're already dead, Yakwaru. That's a wrap. Okay, so 734,400 P plus 100%. That makes it double. So, math, pretty good run. I don't understand it though. Level 58 Bard with the Aetherite Earring on. Increases XP earned by 30 when 70 or below. And it syncs up with your levels, so you can wear this all the way up to 70. I have 12 levels to go, and I don't know, maybe it was because I was doing some sort of challenge that got me a ton of XP after the fact. Yeah, so duty roulette, dungeons, you see right here you get a lot of XP for running dungeons. Yeah, daily challenges and stuff. But with that, what I'm going to do now is hop over to Overwatch and completely show my ass, because I don't know how to play that game as well as most people. Definitely don't know how to play it as well as this game. And I don't even claim to know how to play this game very well. But in any case, thanks for stopping by. Thank you to everybody who watched it live on the stream, which is no one. And I appreciate anybody checking this video out on the download after the fact. Be sure to follow, and be sure to stay tuned for everything else coming down the lane. So I do appreciate everything you guys are doing. Take care, and until the next time.